Hi guys, this is Janine, and you're watching the Yarn and You Girl podcast. This is sort of postscript podcast for episode 5. I had an extra finished object that I wanted to show you guys that will be gifted away before I have a chance to show you at my next podcast. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and I also wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my hat design that is coming out on Ravelry. So, places that you can find me, I am Yarn and You on Instagram and Facebook. I am Yarn and You Girl on Ravelry. And we also have a podcast group. It's the Yarn and You Girl podcast. So if you're interested and you're on Ravelry, please go and join. That's where we'll have lots of chit chat and cals if we do any, which I'm hoping to soon. Any prizes and things like that, show notes, all that stuff's going to be on the Yarn and You Girl podcast page on Ravelry. So please join in if you want to keep updated on that. Also, please subscribe if you're interested in staying updated as to when I post. That would be great. I'm also trying to get enough subscribers, and I want to do a giveaway for you guys. So the more people who subscribe, the better. Anyway, it's kind of a goofy night tonight. I apologize. I have already started and stopped this video recording like 5 times, but we're gonna get through it this time, I swear. I don't do a lot of editing. I feel that I enjoy watching the podcasts that are very real and the people are just being themselves, and so I'm just putting myself out there as I am, and that's goofy, it's silly, there's a lot of blubbering of words sometimes, so I hope that's okay with you guys. If it's not, oh well. That's just what you're gonna get. It's just me, and it's real, so I like it. Anyway, so those are all the places that you can find me. And I first want to tell you guys quickly about my hat pattern. I was calling it Chutes and Ladders, and it's going to be coming out on Ravelry tonight. Yay! I've got it all written up. Hopefully it's been test knit. Hopefully it's all not a problem. I'm going to put it up for free. Yay! That's even better. I feel like then if there are problems, it's not a big deal. It was free. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem though. And most of the test knitters said it was really easy. There were some blurbs that we figured out with the decreases, and I'm always available for input. So it is going to be up. It's going to be for free, and we're changing the name though. So it's no longer going to be called the Chutes and Ladders hat because I went on Ravelry and did a little research, and turns out there's lots of things that have the name Chutes and Ladders. Go figure. So I am naming it Family Game Night hat. So Family Game Night, and that is what you're looking for. It is going to be free. It is hopefully going to be up a little bit later tonight, so you guys can check it out, download it, and for your knitting and enjoying pleasure. I just think my cat went into the closet, and I'm not sure what she's doing over there. She's a tricky one, so hopefully she's not getting into trouble. Anyway, so that is the hat that's in process, or that's done and going to be published tonight. So I did also want to show you guys a finished object that I had, and this was a requested knit from my sister-in-law. She just had a baby boy on May 9th, I believe, and his name is Jameson, and she is doing like a photo shoot for Father's Day with her husband, and they're both huge U of O duck fans. And I don't know if you guys remember, but my very first podcast, I talked about how I made the little elephant with the duck sweater. And I showed you guys a picture on my phone because I'd already gifted the elephant away. And so I had some of that yarn left over, and she was hoping that I could make her a hat for Jameson that was a duck inspired or a duck colored hat. And I still had some of the yarn, And how hard was it to whip up a quick baby hat? Not hard at all. I started it literally yesterday and finished it this morning. And so I wanted to show you guys that because it's going to be gifted and given away this weekend. And I didn't want you guys to miss out on that because it's so cute. And the pattern I used is the Barley pattern. It is being modeled on my lovely, this is the guy I use for all my kid hat knit modeling. He doesn't have the best shaped head, but it gives like a good, overall impression of what the hat looks like. And he's just so adorable. So I hope you guys enjoy him. I love him. He was a gift for my first son, Jordan, who is 10 now. And he was a gift for him. And he's still in pretty good shape for being 10 years old. Jordan's not as much of a stuffed animal kiddo as my youngest, but anyway, this guy has the best head that's for baby hats. I don't have a baby anymore and don't plan on having any little babies, ever again. So I'm going to have to settle for the little bear. But this hat is the Barley hat by Tin Can Knits. It is from their Simple collection, which is this amazing collection of simple, elegant knits for basically for beginner knitters to try. If you haven't ever done a hat, this is a great, like, easy hat pattern to follow. It has loads of sizes, all the way from like infant up to adult large head. And they're slouchy if you want it or not. They also have a sweater, a pullover sweater that I'm actually considering making. I was looking at it today because I just want kind of an easy big, like, sweater that I can take camping that's going to be warm. And the last couple sweaters I've made have been really fitted. And that's great and everything, but it's not really good for like camping when I want to just throw on a big wool sweater to be warm in. So I was thinking I would make one of those. I might even do the male size for my husband because he wants a new sweater for camping as well. So that one's called the Flax sweater. And so it's all like, there's a wheat cardigan, or not a cardigan, a wheat cowl. There's a cardigan named after some other grain. I don't know exactly which grain, because I didn't look that far into it. But anyway, this is the Barley hat from that collection. And the other great thing about this whole collection is it's free, which I love. I love free stuff. I think certain things, like sweaters and some, like my sock pattern, when I put my sock pattern up, it's required a lot of involvement in it, lots of charting and things like that. And I think that I will charge for stuff like that. But other things like that or that family game night hat that I designed, I basically got the chart. It was already set up from something else. And I just used the chart and did a hat pattern. So I don't feel like I did a lot of work for that. I didn't come up with the chart myself. I just kind of modified a chart that I had seen from another pattern. So, and just made a hat out of it. So I didn't feel like I should charge for that because I just didn't put the effort into it, if that makes sense. But for stuff that's more involved, I think that, it's worth it to buy or to charge for patterns like that because the designers do put in a lot of effort. So this one, though, I think that they were really, I think that's just really great that they put together this whole collection of things that you can knit that are free. So it's not a huge investment if you are trying something out. Patterns aren't really usually a huge investment. Anyway, it's usually the yarn that's the huge investment. So a couple bucks here and there is not a big deal in my opinion either. But it sometimes makes a difference to people. So these are some options. But this hat is, I did it in Sweet Georgia, DK. for DK weight, and it is in the English Ivy, which is the green color, and the Saffron, which is the yellow. And I had a ton of this left over from a Green Bay Packers scarf that I made for my brother for Christmas. And I used some of that to make the little sweater that went on the elephant that was the duck sweater for the elephant. And so I still had some left over for the hat. So it was great. Now the Barley pattern is a worsted weight hat pattern, and this is DK weight. So it also called for a US size 6 for the ribbing and an 8 for the actual hat part. When I did the 6 in the ribbing, my ribbing was really loose, and I didn't really like that. So I decided, because this is DK also, it's a little bit thinner than worsted weight. You're not getting, the stitches aren't as fat, I guess. So I decided I would go down a couple needle sizes, and I went down to a 4, US size 4 on the ribbing, and I did a 6 here. But because I did that, I wanted to make sure it accommodated Jamison's head, and I wanted to get the infant size that was on the pattern, but if I did the infant stitch count, it would have been a lot smaller. So I ended up doing, I think it goes infant, toddler, child. I did the child, or the 3rd size up, and I think that turned out perfect. It is, you know, like, I think his little head will just fit perfect in there, and it won't be too big, and it won't be too tight either. So, yeah, that's my little finished object hat. I was glad to do it for her, and I'll be visiting them this weekend and passing this on. So, oh, there's my dog. He must have heard somebody, you know, walk out to the mailbox or something. He likes to bark a lot. But anyway, you guys, that's it. It's just a quick little pop-in, say hi, and I hope that you guys enjoy the family game night hat that I'm putting up, and I hope that you guys enjoy my podcast. If you do, like the video, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to my group page on Ravelry, and thanks for being with me tonight, and I hope you guys have a great time, and I will see you next time.